Creating a Kajabi course is pretty straightforward when you have steps to follow, and that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you in this video. If you would like to follow along, you can click the link in the description or the pinned comment, or maybe you haven't used Kajabi, you can also use that, and if you click on that link, you'll get taken to a page that looks very similar to this, where you can get an extended free 30-day trial for Kajabi. My way of saying thank you so much for watching this tutorial. With that in mind, let's begin. Alright, given the fact we're going to be creating a course in Kajabi, what we want to do is go to products right there, and clearly we want to click on downloads. Just kidding, making sure you're paying attention. We're going to be in courses right here, and we want to click on get started right in the middle. Alright, so with our new course, we have our details. Let's give it a title. If you have one right there, simply put it. You can always change it, so if you don't know it yet, it's completely fine. But we do want to give a brief description. It says, learn the skills required to. This is going to show up right here. So in this example, say mine's going to be about, this is a product I used to have, and it's going to be about learning to grow your TikTok. So I'm going to put something related to that, and then I'll show you what I put. Alright, so this was just an example for me. Discover how I gained 30,000 plus followers in 30 days on TikTok while generating leads and sales around the clock. Now, I don't remember the specifics, but I did grow very quickly in a small amount of time, so that might not be completely correct. It's just an example, right? So, and for this right here, it says, use this info to generate content and additional resources. You can turn this on. In my opinion, probably just turn it off. This is going to be using some AI to kind of use your description here and kind of sprinkle it within your course. I'm going to be showing you a better way of doing that, in my opinion, just because I think it's better because you know your course better than anyone else. And if you don't put enough of a description, AI usually what it has to do is kind of like guess what's going to be in your course. And since you already know what's in it or what's going to be in it, I think it's better if you just turn it off. That's just my opinion. You can turn it on, obviously, see what you get for information, then change it. But in this example, I'm going to go with off and click on next. Alright, so here we get to customize your course's appearance. Starting with the primary color right here, this applies to buttons and links. As you can see right here, a little bit difficult to see. I want to make it a little bit more blue. So if I go something like this, probably this one. I think that looks fine, a little bit more tropical. And I think every time I do this in Kajabi, I choose those colors. And I always say it before, so I'm going to say it again. It just reminds me of the Hartford Whalers. I used to watch them when I was a kid in an NHL team. They are no longer around anymore, but just thought I'd throw that out there. And next we have our thumbnail image. This is going to be optional, and ideally this is going to be something, say if you have a bundled package of everything you're going to be getting in your course, where it has like the ebooks, the videos, the cheat sheets, something that's really nicely done, a design, like it can go there. If you don't have it right now, don't worry about it. You can always add it in the settings. Plus in this tutorial, I'm not going to go in and add a lot of the images just because it's going to take up a lot of time. Anything that's click on it, upload it. I'm pretty sure it's very easy to figure out. Okay, so let's go next here. All right, so now we move on to pricing your course. We have free and paid. In this one, I'm just going to do paid just because I also want to show you how to set up your checkout as well with your website and kind of link and connect them, okay? This is going to be a new feature right here. Use a paywall for this course. It says, enable limited course access to let your members experience the value before purchasing the course. This is very similar to, say, if you go in the grocery store, they're like, would you like a slice of cheese? And you go, that's the best cheese I've ever had. And they go, do you want to buy the whole wheel? Okay, maybe not the whole wheel because those things are huge, but you know, a bigger block of cheese. So you can do this if you want. I'm just going to turn it off for this one where they'd have to pay to see everything, okay? Payment frequency, one-time payment plan, subscription, one-time payment once again, which is where we are. I'm going to go with that. Let's go with the lucky internet marketing number of 97. You can do let customers pay what they want. And if you are new to using Kajabi, you might have to set up the payment method right here. So if it's not here, it's going to have probably a button that will allow you to do that. If not, I'm going to show you right now where you can actually set that up. Okay, so let's go back over here. So we are on our main dashboard, and like I said, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a button on there where it will link you to where you need to go. But in case you do need to go somewhere and you're not sure of where to go, let's go to settings right here. And now what we want to do is payment setup right here. All right, and mine is already going to be connected and integrated, but there's going to be a button here where you can just simply follow through and set it up, where you're going to obviously put in your name and like hook up your account to it so you can get paid. You know, it's a lot of the private eye stuff. Obviously, if you go through, that's going to be all the information you know, but it is pretty straightforward. You're going to want to set up Kajabi payments, and that allows you to support like a lot of different payment types. Okay, so that's going to be the process when it comes to setting up all of that. And like I said, on that previous page, it should link you to here so you can do it pretty easily and straightforward. Okay, so once it's connected, you're going to be back here. And that's going to see like where Kajabi payments is going to be highlighted. So yes, I am going to use that. If you want to use additional payment options, you can do that, but this looks good as it is. Let's click on next. All right, and so we have made it to the fun part of creating a course with Kajabi, at least in my opinion. I love doing this. It's very clean, intuitive, and easy to use. These are just going to be blank lessons and modules. You can edit them if needed, or what you can do is just simply delete it. You can do that, and of course this one right here, so you can just kind of start from scratch. So now normally what I do is I go through and I show you how to create your modules and lessons, but I do want to give you a very important lesson about structuring your course. So I'm going to open up my notepad very quickly. Okay, so this is something I recommend, and it's based upon when I used to do so many product launches, is figuring out the hook, not only your hook of your course, but what you want your customer, your students to go from A to Z. So I'm going to use this example. This is talking about, say, growing on TikTok. So A, where are they going to be starting? And think of this in terms of your course, that when someone, your perfect customer or your perfect client gets their hands on this, ideally, where are they going to be? So with TikTok, let's just say they're starting off at like 0 followers, or they could have like a few, right? They use it randomly and they want to know how to like maybe monetize it, generate leads, and so on and so forth. And what's going to be the ultimate goal here? All right, let's just say like they grow to like, 10,000 followers. Like if someone went through your course and they did this, they went from this to this, would you consider them successful? Yes, of course. Like that'd be pretty good, right? If they got 20,000 more and 50,000, like that'd be awesome. But this kind of setting of a goal where if they went through and they went from here to here and they started generating leads and sales, would that be a good thing? Yes. Okay, so now you know what the goal is going to be. These are going to be the steps on how to take them from here to here. And the reason I'm telling you this is because this allows you to very easily structure your course in a step-by-step way so that they can digest it easily and, of course, have a much higher chance of following through on it. So if I'm using this as an example, in the beginning, like it's like anything related to account creation. Okay, and these are really big steps. Like if you're zooming out from 20,000 feet, something like that. So everything when it comes to creating your account, setting up your profile, adding a logo, a link in your bio, like stuff like that. Next, anything would be like, say, like video research. All right, we need to know what type of videos we're going to be creating, right? Next is going to be like video creation and upload. Okay, last but not least is going to be like something like scaling, right? And then like anything else related to it, you could do like a bonus, say like email marketing and landing page design, something like that, right? So obviously you can just look at it and say like, well, I just create an account, do some research, create a video, and I'm done. It's obviously going to be much bigger than that when you look at it this way, but this is going to be the structure of it, right? You don't want them to start scaling when they haven't created an account yet. So it makes perfect sense. And I'm using this as my example. Just kind of think of it in terms of the course that you're going to be selling. Like it's very easy if you're doing even something like weight loss. Like what do you need to do first, right? So you need to like first get everything you need to make sure that you're going to be accountable. You're going to have a grocery list so that you know what to buy when you go grocery shopping. You're going to have your workout routine so you know what to do when you go in the gym and you're not wondering, what should I do next, right? Then you need to like go buy the food, right? And then you need to prepare the food. So everything food related. Then you need to go to the gym and then you need to document it. And then you need to just like keep doing it over and over, right? So those are going to be the steps when it comes to losing weight or building muscle, all right? So this can work for just about anything as long as you put some steps to it. And also another thing is that this is usually going to be very good to do before you create the course. If you've already created your course, don't worry about it. It's not going to be the worst in the world. However, what I have noticed is that before you create the course, it allows you to extract a really good hook that you can use in your marketing. So let's say I haven't created this yet and I said like, here's a case study that shows you how to go from 0 to 30,000 followers in 30 days. That is quite the powerful hook, okay? Because that's not the easiest thing to do in the world unless you know exactly how it's done. Now you can create your content based around that hook. And you can actually put in other ideas in there that you could actually use for your marketing. But if you did it the opposite way around and you said like, here's how to grow your followers on TikTok, and then you never mentioned that case study about you doing well, now you're kind of boxed into using what's going to be in your course because you created it already. This is something I learned the hard way, like I said, after doing a lot of product launches. And that's why I wanted to really focus on this section because it's really important. It's going to help you sell more. It's going to help you be structured. It's also going to help your students actually follow through with what they're doing because everything is in a step-by-step form. And ideally, that's what I wanted to do in this tutorial as well. So I do have chapters, of course. So if you want to skip through specific sections, probably should have said that earlier, but nevertheless, they are going to be down there. So keep this in mind when you are creating your course. And with that in mind, now we can start adding some content. So let's click on the Add Content button. And we want our module. So this is going to be the introduction. I have a mic in front of me, so if I spell things improperly, I'm always trying to dodge it and move around it, okay? So I believe you need 20 characters here. So if I go like this and I click off, yeah, so, just put it an intro here. All right, thank you so much for picking up my course. Here's what you're going to learn. Put anything you want. If you need help, you could always go to ChatGPT and enter something spicy. Maybe it's witty, whatever you need to do. There's ways of doing that. Once again, this is going to be an image for that where you can pick a file, upload it, and you're going to be good. Let's do create module. All right, so that's the module. And of course, underneath it, we're going to need to have some type of content, right? So we can click on add content here. We could have a submodule, we can have a lesson, or we can have a quiz. Let's simply do a lesson. I'm also going to call this the introduction. That's usually what I do, the intro is under the intro. You can see where the module, we only have one right now, so obviously we're choosing that. Let's click on create lesson. All right, perfect. And if we want to edit it, let's click on it right here. All right, so we've made it to the lesson creator aspect. Very easy to do. I love creating lessons with this. So we have media right here, none. We have video and we have audio, which I'm going to show you how to upload a video as well. This is going to be our text box. Pretty straightforward. Don't need to explain much here. You can upload images, you can add links, and everything else is going to be business as usual. If you want to add any files, like if you have an ebook, if you have a cheat sheet, any PowerPoint templates, anything related to that you can do. There's going to be some fancy automation stuff if needed there you can add. On the right is going to be the comment section. So visible, hidden, or locked. And of course, we're going to have our lesson thumbnail. And the good thing about this is that you can actually extract screenshots from the videos that you upload. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So speaking of video upload, what we want to do is click on pick file. And from here, there's a multitude of ways to actually get it, but I'm going to use my device. So I'm going to go on my computer and grab my introduction video. But anyway, I'm going to be back when it is done, and it shouldn't take too long, so I'll see you very soon. All right, and just like that, we are all done. So I can click right here. I'm just going to do play and pause because as you can see, use current frame as thumbnail. So ideally, if you're doing a video where you're smiling in the beginning, you might want to do that. Otherwise, you're going to get some weird faces when I'm talking there. So something like that would be fine. And we could do use current frame as thumbnail. And there it is. So if you want to pick a file from your computer, you can do that right here, or you can remove it as well. We have some video actions too here. So if needed in the future, you have video stats, closed captions, and you can download video or remove it. So that's going to be pretty standard when it comes to creating a video. We have draft and we have published. If no one knows about your course in the beginning, you could probably just publish it. But if you want to keep it on draft, that's fine as well. Let's click on save right here. And if we want to go back, let's click on our course name right here. We're going to add another section, or another lesson in that module. All right, so that's the introduction. Let's say we wanted to do one more video. I'm going to do add content. We're going to do add lesson. And as you can see, we just have that one module of intro, so it's going to go in that. And let's do create lesson. All right, so there it is, the blueprint explained. If you ever want to move these up and down, because make sure you do them in order, right? But say if that needed to go there, you just drag and drop it just like that. So let's click right here and let's edit this up. And here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a video, business as usual, right? I'll be right back. All right, so our video has been uploaded. Please click save to continue processing. Let's do that. All right, so it's ready and I'm just going to play and pause and let's give it a moment here. Use current frame as thumbnail. And we are now good. So everything else is going to be the same. We can go back to save and Affiliate Blueprint here. So that's how you can create modules and lessons. And remember, as I talked about before, where we would have our steps, say we wanted to do a new module. And if I go right here, it says like step 1 account creation. What I would recommend doing is finding a quote unquote sexier way of saying that. Like even video research could be like video goldmine, video spy, things like that. And this is going to be the process where we create our modules just like we did. This is going to be the name of it. Of course, it would be named a little bit better. And underneath this, we have all the steps that they're going to take in specific order. So the first thing they need to do is obviously create an account, right? Set up a username. Next might be getting a logo. Next is going to be adding a profile picture. Next is going to be editing their profile, and so on and so forth. So you do everything in steps, and this is going to be the main module. This is going to be a lesson. This is going to be a lesson under it. This is going to be a lesson under it, and you're just going to repeat the process for all the steps that you have right here. So ideally, you're getting your own outline. If you already have one, that's completely fine. However, this will allow you to improve your marketing in the future because by doing this first, you can capture some really great hooks and use those in your sales marketing as opposed to, creating the course first and saying, what's a good hook based upon what I already created? So you kind of flip it that way. Yes, I did say that purposely. So that's going to be the process of actually creating modules. So I do want to show you a couple more things. So I'm going to click out of this right here. So I do want to also show you how you can create quizzes. What we can do here is go to add content and then we can click on quiz. All right, and quizzes are very easy to do. I'm just going to give you a random example here. Who is the greatest athlete of all time? All right, multiple choice. So first option, we can do Michael Jordan. If you want to add an explanation, you can do that, right? We can have like LeBron. We could spell it with a capital E. We could do Tiger and so on and so forth. And if you want to have a correct answer, you could just say like use this right here. And that's going to be how you can do it. You can do multiple choice. You can do check boxes, short answer. You can do graded. That'll be fine. And let's just do, if you want to add another question, you click right here and you just repeat the process. So I'm going to click save very quickly. And let's go to settings. And this is something you're going to want to change right here. All right, who's the greatest athlete? You can describe your quiz if needed. You can upload images. There's going to be passing grade where they have to get a specific amount. Clearly there's only one, but that can matter a little bit more if you have, say, more questions. There's options for notifications and of course automations. It's pretty straightforward, but this will probably be like the most important part. Let's click on save. All right, great. And so that's going to be that section. Let's go back to our course by clicking right here where your title is. All right, and before we preview it, I do want to show you one more feature, which is going to be drip feeding content. So if at any time your content is in draft mode, it can't be published, what you want to do is click on it right here and do drip. And this is exactly what you're looking for. Set drip days after enrollment. So the number of days till the module is released to the student. So it's the entire module there. So you can do 0 right there. It's going to be fine. And if you click right here, you're going to notice that you can't drip specific lessons. It's just the entire module. So if you wanted to drip content, ideally, this could be day 0. Your next module could be maybe 1 day later or 7 days later. And then the one after that could be 2 days later or 14 days later. However you want to do it, right? But that's going to be how you can drip content. With that in mind, I'm just going to put this on publish so we can give a look at it, see what it looks like. Let's do this and let's do this. Great, so all of those have been saved. Now what we can do is actually preview it. So let's click on the eyeball right here. All right, so we have the Affilio blueprint. We talk about the specific description here. That's where it's going to be showing up, but we knew that previously, right? So we have our intro, the blueprint, and we have our quiz. So let's click right here. All right, and so there is the video. Of course, when you are done, you can mark it as complete. This is going to be where you add your text. This is going to be the comment box. Let's say we're going to the next one here, the blueprint explained. Perfect. They can click there and watch the video. Once again, same thing, business as usual. And of course, let's take a look at the quiz right here. Clearly a unrelated question, but obviously this is going to be geared towards your course, of course. Your course, of course. Let's click on start now. Okay, I think I did Michael Jordan here. Let's do submit. Yes, submit. And perfect. So it's going to show you passed it. And this is all going to depend on your question, how many specific answers you might have, whether you're doing multiple choice. You can play around with it, but overall, it's a very easy process to set up. I said, it's a very easy. I sound like Mario from Super Mario World. It's a very easy process to set up. Okay, so let's click off there. And that is going to be how you can actually publish a course. It's very straightforward, right? I hope you enjoyed some of the tips. We do have a little bit more of the tutorial, and there is one last thing I want to showcase right here is these settings. So remember in the beginning where we created our title and our description, I said you can always skip your thumbnail if you don't have it yet. This is going to be where you upload it. I just wanted to let you know that because that is going to be a big thumbnail that people see often. There are going to be some other aspects right here. If you want to turn on the live rooms, you can do that. If you want to connect it with the community, you can do that. These are going to be the comment sections or the settings. And of course, if you wanted to use that paywall feature that we talked about. So that's going to be a lot of the details that we talked about previously. In case you skipped on them or wanted to change them, you can find them in the settings section. All right, so now what we are doing is we're staying in the same spot. We were in settings. Now we're going to be going to offers. Okay, so this is the offer we originally created in the beginning. We gave it a price, right? If you use the thumbnail, it's going to show up right there. But let's click on it right here so we can edit it. All right, so there's not a whole lot to edit here, which is nice. It is going to be published at the time. So we have our name, we have an internal title if you want to use it. You can add a description if needed. Products in this offer is going to be the one we originally created, which is already there. You can begin access at a specific date or restrict access to a specific amount of days. That's really up to you, but I'd personally like just keeping those blank. After they make a purchase, I like going to the members product library here. You can go to an existing landing page or a custom thank you page if you have those, but if they're not set up, this will work best. There's going to be an email, a custom email or none. Default email should be fine. And once again, you have the opportunity for automations if needed. So what mostly you want to do here, aside from tinkering with some of the features there, is clicking on edit checkout. All right, so this is going to be very straightforward. We have our price and where they can complete the purchase. And this is really going to be what you edit. So if you look at the left side, you have page content. This is going to be the title of it. And ideally, what you want to do here is use this and simply edit it to your liking based upon your course. So enter a call to action statement that will encourage the customer to purchase. So get started today to see how I went from 0 to 30K followers on TikTok. And once again, remember I talked about with creating strong hooks, this is another great spot with it to reinforce that because it's going to be the biggest selling point of your course. So that's something you can do. And of course, what you're going to get. Remember how we talked about how we went through all the steps and then we found some great ways to make them sound better? This is going to be what you want to do there. Some of the biggest benefits. Discover how to find the most viral videos that you can use yourself without even creating them. Okay, you can share them, right? Or something like that. You want to make them very enticing. You want to make them curiosity based, but no one knows your product better than you, hopefully, right? Right? And that's where you can add some of the best values and benefits there and any additional disclaimers or details. So ideally what you're doing in here is just going in there and typing it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time with that because it is a template and it is going to be very beneficial. So assuming they're going to land on your website and already know a good amount about your course, you don't need to sell a whole lot here since they're already going to have a good idea of what's in it, okay? There's an option for videos and images and testimonials if needed. So that's going to be very straightforward. There's not a whole lot to do here, so I don't need to spend a lot of time. So I'm going to click on save. Actually, I don't think I edited anything. So, all right. And when you are done, obviously making changes, do click on the save right here. Great. And let's go back to our course. So let's click on the Affiliate Blueprint or whatever the name of your course is, of course. All right, and so we have made it to the last step of creating a Kajabi course in this tutorial. What you want to do is click on this so you can see more options and click on design under website. All right, so here's the website that I am choosing to use here. If you don't want to use the one that you have or if you haven't picked one, what you can do is go down and go to browse templates right here. All right, and when you arrive here, you can get more custom templates from their marketplace if you wanted to go here. Here are some of the templates that you can use, and ironically enough, I like the legacy templates the best. I'm going to click right here. And if you scroll down, it says these templates are no longer being worked on. While we support any issues related to them, we encourage you to use the templates above to get the newest and best that Kajabi has to offer. So you can definitely do that, but I just happen to love the clean and simple ones, just like this one. This is the one I'm going to be using. If you want to use any of these, you can click on it and apply it. And when you go back over here to your design, it's going to then show up right here and you can just do set to live template. So that's what's going to happen. You find your template, you're going to click on it, it's going to show here and you can do set to live, and this is going to be it. So let's click on customize page. All right, so the great thing about this is that it's already templated so that you don't have to edit too much. Yes, you can go in and change around some of the background images, the testimonials, but the major thing here I want to show you is editing each section. So if you go here like the hero section, you're going to see this is going to be this. If you want to change this, obviously you click there. All right, get the affiliate blueprint today, like juicy benefit and CTA. So like, what's the biggest hook right there that would make them want to purchase? That's something that you can put right there. And if you'll scroll down here, there's going to be the background image. You can definitely remove that. You can pick a file. You can use an image overlay. There's a lot of things that you can change around. So this is going to be the call to action right here. If I click right here, sign up now, you can do buy now as well. And this is going to be the important part right here. So what we can do is just go to a checkout page, and if we click on select, we can do, actually have two of them. I forgot I had one previously, so I'm just going to use one of these here. They should be very similar. And you can do open it in a new window, which is going to be fine. You can also do a pop-up checkout if needed. So I want to show you what that's going to look like as well. So let's do that. And let's choose this one. Okay, and everything else is going to be the same. So when we go back here, ideally, if there's anything you want to change, simply click on it and you can do that. This is going to be a section, so we have images there. You can change those around. Benefit 1, some of the biggest benefits, and talk a little bit more about it, right? So what else did we talk about in this specific course example? We talked about spying on some of the most viral videos that you can leverage into your account to help quickly grow your account. I'm going to show you how to start generating leads and making sales around the clock using email automation and so on and so forth. Or how to get AI to create all the videos in your account while you do nothing. You know, something crazy like that. That's a very big benefit, okay? This is going to be a statement about your brand. It could be a testimonial, could be more features. So everything here is a template that you can edit. And once again, don't forget, if you go down here, click on this, you're going to want to make sure you also edit this one as well. So you can do the checkout page, or you can just do open pop-up. I do want to show you what that looks like, so I'm going to go with that one. Okay. Once you have made your changes, simply click on save. And I just want to show you the preview very quickly so you can see what it's like. Let's click on preview. All right, so clean, simple, not a whole lot going on there. Obviously, the image would probably be edited. Everything that you see here can be edited as well. And let's click on buy now. And just like that, it's going to show up in a pop-up where they can actually check out. Remember, this is going to be the main image. That's probably the one you're going to want to edit. I showed you how to do that in the settings, and that's going to be the price. This is going to be where they can make a purchase. And you, my friend, have just completed the tutorial when it comes to creating a Kajabi course. So I hope that you got some value out of this tutorial. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. I have so many videos now and it's really hard to keep up with all the comments, but hopefully someone else would be able to chime in. And of course, if you were just watching this and you do want to test out Kajabi for the first time, you can click that link down below in the description or the pinned comment. And you'll get taken to a page that looks very similar to this, where you can get an extended 30-day free Kajabi trial. My way of saying thank you so much for watching. My name is James. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.